Good morning. Welcome back, or welcome to Sober Sunrise. It is Saturday, July 5th. Hope you had a lovely 4th of July. I slept in. It's 11:17 a.m. Yeah, it is what it is. My body needed sleep. I gave it sleep. Let's read. A New Direction. Our human resources, as marshaled by the will, were not sufficient. They failed utterly. Every day is a day when we must carry the vision of God's will into all our activities. From Alcoholics Anonymous, 2 pages. The first part is from page 45, the second part is from page 85. And then this writer says, I hear talk of the weak willed alcoholic, but I am one of the strongest willed people on earth. I now know that my incredible strength of will is not enough to save my life. My problem is not one of weakness, but rather of direction. When I, without falsely diminishing myself, accept my honest limitations and turn to God's guidance, my worst faults become my greatest assets. My strong will, rightly directed, keeps me working until the promises of the program become my daily reality. Cool. I like that. It's good stuff. Um, yeah, we need guidance. We need a path. We need a plan. Um, we need help. We need someone who's done it before to show us how to get it done. So let's pick it apart. Our human resources, so the stuff that we have, our will, our determination, our whatever it is, our stubbornness, marshaled by our will. Like, if our willpower is the captain of the ship, then it's gonna just use the stuff that we have intrinsically, and it's gonna use those tools to fight this battle of getting past our addictions and overcoming our traumas and stuff like that. But as it says, those human resources marshaled by our will were not sufficient. They failed utterly. Yeah. You can't just most people can't just willpower themselves through recovery. Okay? It might work for a period of time, but over a long enough timeline, you're not going to be as happy as you could be. You're not going to be as fulfilled as you could be. And most likely, you're going to wind up back where you started. And then you'll feel even worse because you'll feel like you wasted a whole bunch of time. Every day is a day when we must carry the vision of God's will into all our activities. You guys know me. I'm not a big God person. So let's switch it up. Every day is a day when we must carry the vision of our higher power into all our activities. Okay? If you've listened to the videos, you've heard me say that I believe well, if you've listened closely enough, you've heard me kind of waffle on this topic. Is it a plan that's already been predetermined and we're just along for the ride? Or do we truly have free will to make our own plan? Okay? Um, but our higher power is the one who's going to help us understand that, whether it's a plan or whether we have our own free will. Um, you have to stop being in control. Okay? That's the theme over and over and over again. You got to let go of the control. You're not God. You are not all powerful. You can barely get through your own day sometimes. Okay? That's fine. Me too. I'm not God. I'm not all powerful. My higher power is the one that I turn to when I'm like, I don't know what to do right now. I talk about it. I talk to myself a lot because I'm not just talking to myself. Me speaking my thoughts out loud, I believe, is putting out an energy and it's received by my higher power. So that's what I do. But every day is a day when we must carry the vision of our higher power in all our activities. It's hard when you don't know what the vision is, right? So how do I guide my activities based on a vision that I don't understand? Tough one. When in doubt, just do the next right thing. Okay? Just let that person cut in front of you in traffic. It's okay. Let it go. Hold the door open for someone if you're not sure if they are needing you to hold the door open or not. Just hold the door open. Doesn't cost you anything. If you see someone looks like they're having a bad day, smile at them. Doesn't cost you anything. When in doubt, just do the next right thing. Just be a person. Be a good person. That'll take you a long way until you figure out what the vision is. Trust me, it will, because it took me a long way until I figured it out. I just kept trying to be a good person. That's all. Being honest, trying to live with integrity, and eventually I understood what my purpose is. I understood what my purpose is. I understand that now. And then I came to understand my relationship with my higher power. But I had to fake it until I made it. So, if you don't understand what the vision is yet, that's totally fine. Just be a good person. I hear talk of the weak-willed alcoholic, but I am one of the strongest-willed people on earth. A lot of us think that way. Because a lot of us have been through a lot, right? And we've survived. So we feel like we have a really strong will. We're very strong people. But for some reason, there's this one thing that we can't seem to get under control, and it's this: our addiction, our obsession with alcohol or drugs or whatever it is that you might be afflicted with. Okay? That obsession, we just can't seem to shake that one. But we've been through so much other stuff. I now know that my incredible strength of will is not enough to save my life. Yeah. Willpower alone won't win this battle. My problem is not one of weakness, but rather of direction. Yeah. When I, without falsely diminishing myself, accept my honest limitations, okay? We all have them. We all have limitations. Every single human being alive has limitations. And every single human being that ever lived had limitations. You are not unique. You have limitations. Accept that. Accept your honest limitations and turn to a higher power's guidance. And I go back to what I said earlier. If you don't understand what that means yet, it's okay. Just understand that your willpower alone is not going to get you through this. I wish it was. I wish it was enough, but it's not. When we turn to our higher power's guidance, our worst faults become our greatest assets. Our worst faults become our greatest assets. I don't know. I'll have to think about that one some more. My worst faults are things like procrastination. My worst faults are things like being content with just enough. I don't know. Maybe that's not a fault, but I'm trying to see how that can be my greatest asset. So that statement in particular, I don't know how I feel about that one. But I do agree with the rest of the statement that I have to accept my honest limitations without falsely diminishing myself. I don't have to make myself seem smaller than I am. I just have to understand that I have limitations. That's fine. My strong will, rightly directed, keeps me working until the promises of the program become my daily reality. Okay, so what does that mean? So my strong will can get me to a meeting every day. That's being rightly directed. That I can do. I can will myself to showing up. And that's what I had to do at the beginning, was just will myself into showing up. I couldn't will myself to get through the obsession to drink, but I could will myself to just show up to a fucking meeting. I did 90 meetings in 90 days. Actually, if I'm being honest, I came up like too short. I was at 88 meetings in 90 days. Full transparency. I willed myself to 88 meetings. And the only reason I didn't make it to 90 is because 4th of July came up, ironically, and I went away with my family, and we went off to a place where there were no meetings, and I tried to catch up, but I was kind of far behind at that. So anyway, I made it. So when I caught up, I had to do multiple meetings per day. I had to will myself to go to more than one meeting per day, you know? And these were all in-person meetings, none of the Zoom meetings. So my strong will, rightly directed, keeps me working. I had to work. I had to get my butt to those meetings. I had to be of service. I had to show up for my service responsibilities until the promises of the program became my daily reality. And eventually they do. Eventually they do. If you don't know what the promises are, you can look them up, or maybe we'll talk about them in another future video. But there are promises, and they are coming true. And when you start to see them coming true, you'll feel it. That'll be a big day. So, you're not all powerful, you're not God, you have limitations, and that is totally normal. Your willpower is not enough to get you through this. Okay? Your willpower is enough to get you to some meetings, maybe to keep clicking on these buttons and listening to me blather on about this stuff, because I know a little bit about what I'm talking about. Your willpower is enough to get you to do some stuff to stay sober. But if you only do the minimum, you're probably going to have some struggles along the way. Okay? You got to do the hard work. You got to, I believe doing some steps is the way to go. Not everyone is a 12-step program kind of person, but being of service and cleaning your side of the street and understanding your character flaws and then working on them, those are real important things. If you don't know what those mean, stick around or talk to someone who's willing to be a sponsor for you. All right, the quote in the top right, the comfort zone is beautiful, but nothing ever grows there. I don't know. I think the comfort zone is pleasant. The comfort zone is a very pleasant place to be. I don't think it's necessarily beautiful. I think the place you get to when you get out of your comfort zone and you find a new comfort zone, that's beautiful. And then when you get out of that comfort zone and you get to another new zone, right? You continually stay out of being stuck in your comfort zone. That existence, that whole process, that's beautiful. And I'm working on that. So nothing ever grows in the comfort zone except for trying to think of the right word. I don't know. Laziness keeps popping into my head, but I don't know if that's exactly what I'm thinking about. But anyway, you just stay stuck in your comfort zone, and stagnation grows there. Yeah. Laziness grows there. All right, that's enough for today. Thank you very much for listening and watching the video. I hope you had a great 4th of July, and I hope you're having a great day today. If you like the video, please hit the thumbs up. If you like the channel, please subscribe. If you think you know someone who can benefit from hearing these messages, please share the channel or the video with them. You might be helping to save someone. And come back and keep listening to future videos. Whoever you are, wherever you are, whenever you're hearing this, you are enough. You are doing a great job. Just gotta remember that you're not God. Let go of the control. Understand that your willpower is not enough to get you through this. You need help. And there's lots of ways to find help. So be courageous. Understand your limitations. You don't have to diminish yourself to acknowledge your limitations. You're still a great person. You just have some limitations and you need some help. We all do. So you are enough and you are loved, and you can do this. All right? Okay, that's it. Goodbye. Love you all.